In this video, we are going to demonstrate some tips and tricks that we can use in Gmail. Gmail is a platform that we use to send emails, and it's very popular and used by very many people. So I think this video is very important. I hope you will learn something new. Now let's get started. I'll be showing you 15 tips. So please stick around and we go through these 15 tips and tricks. Now, to start off, one of the favorite tricks I like is when you schedule a message. So assuming I'm sending an email to someone and I have to schedule, I can schedule this message. How do I schedule a message? I come under send, schedule message, and then I get this dialog here. So it is asking me at what time do I want this message to be sent? Tomorrow morning, this afternoon, Monday morning, or you can come here and pick a custom time. So here I can adjust to any time that I want. So I pick this date, I want this message to go on this date, maybe at this time, then I click schedule. The moment I do that, under scheduled, you can see there's a one that appears here. So if I click there, I can access the scheduled message here. If I click on it and maybe there's something I've forgotten, I need to change, I can cancel send, then it takes me back, make my adjustment, then I schedule my message again. So that is my first tip to you. Now, the tip number 2 is assuming I send a message and I forget to make some adjustments, what I can do, I can cancel that message within the first few seconds. So this is my message. Then I send, I'm going to click send. So here there's undo, I click undo, then it comes back. So that message was not sent. It was canceled at the moment I was sending. So when I pressed send, within the first few seconds, depending on the settings that you've set up, you can cancel the message. Tip number 3, I'm going to show you how to save a template. When do we use a template? You use a template if you're sending the same message a number of times to a number of users. A number of people you want to email the same message. So you can save it as a template. Then each time you're going to send a message, you use that template, make a few modifications, and send your email. First of all, it's by default not set up. So you have to set it up in your email. So you need to go to settings, all settings, then advanced, templates here, and enable the templates. So once it is enabled, go down and save your changes. After you've saved your changes, now if I go, I need to set up the email as a template. So I'll come. This is my template that I'm setting up. I'm calling it testing 4, and my message is testing 4. Then, so before, this is the template I want to save. I'll come, go under templates, save draft as template, save as new template. Click on that, give it a name, testing 4, and click save. So my template of the email is saved. Once it is saved, next time I want to send an email to someone, now I'll need to go to my template and use it to populate this email. So I come here on the 3 dots, click, go to templates. My template was saved testing 4. Click on testing 4. It brings it here. Then I can send the email to the person I want. So that is my 3rd tip. Tip number four. Tip number four. Now I'm going to show you how you can use a period in your email address, and the Gmail does not recognize the period. So what do I mean? This is the correct email address, topzone.tech@gmail.com. But because it is maybe very long, I want to put dots in between. So I can write it as T, then dot, then the rest dot, and keep the rest the same. So I can give this as my email address to different people, and they'll use this to send me an email to this email address. So I'm going to send an email address to myself. I'm going to send an email to myself, and I'm going to use this as my email address, though the correct email address is this. Then I call it text 2. So ensure that all is okay. Then I say send. I go to my inbox, and you're gonna check and find that despite the fact that I put a dot in my email address, Gmail excludes that dot and still sends it to the right email address, that is this. So you can see I have a dot, but the right email address is this one here. So if you have a long email and you want to make it easier for people to read, you can insert in a dot, and Gmail will not consider that dot, but it will still send the email to the right person. Now, next, tip number 5 is if you want to access your Gmail offline, what do? You have to first set it up under settings, all settings. Then you come here, you see offline. Then you'll enable offline mail. So you click that to enable offline mail. There's a number of settings you can use to choose here. Now, when you do that, you'll be able to access your mail offline. So when you don't have internet, you just have to type in mail@google.com. And then in your browser, then it will take you to your mail directly. So that's tip number 5 on how to access mail when you are offline. Tip number 6 is how to use shortcut keys in Gmail. How do we use shortcut keys in Gmail? We're going to use, you need to know only one shortcut that will lead you to a number of other shortcuts. And the shortcut is Shift ? When I click on Shift ? I get this whole list of shortcut keys that I can use in Gmail. So you can use Control Enter, you can use Control Shift plus C, and so on, as you see here. Remember to remember only one shortcut, which is Control ? to give you these other shortcuts, and you can choose which one to use from this list. Tip number 7. Tip number 7 is adding a signature to my email. So assuming this is my email, testing 5, I'm gonna send this email, but I need to add a signature to it. Now, when I come down here, you see that there's a pen here, and when you hover over it, we have insert signature. Click on this. Currently, it shows no signature, but before we use a signature, we need to set it up. So you need to click on Manage Signatures. So when I click on Manage Signatures, I'll have to scroll down and look for signatures right here, signature, and then I can create a signature. So I can create a signature of developer. It gives it a name here. Then you can say, I want it to appear. How does it, you want it to appear? I want it to appear like so. you can come here and you make some changes. You can bold the text. You can make the text, change the text color to blue or whatever color you want. After you have done that, remember it is called developer. Come down here and save your changes. Now that I've saved my signature, if I go to compose and I come back to insert signature, let's compose again. Insert signature. And this is my email. So I come insert signature. I'll see developer here. When I click on it, then it will appear here as my signature. I can also change. I can say, I don't want a signature on this email. Then I do that. I can say, put my other signature, which is analyst. So you can have different signatures and you can toggle between them. So this is the tip number 7 of how to insert signatures in mail. Tip number 8 is I'm going for a vacation and I'll be away for some time, but people will keep sending me messages and I want an automatic message to reply to whatever message is sent. So to do that, I'll go under settings, see all settings, then you need to move down and look for vacation right here. Vacation responder. So currently it is off. As you can see, if you're gonna use it, put it on. First day of the vacation is that, then what message should come, type here. If someone sends you a message, this is the response that will come to. You can also decide to send only to people who are in my contacts. So you can save the changes here. So the moment I save that and I go back to my inbox, a yellow bar appears on top and says vacation. So if anyone sends me a message right now, that automatic message will reply them. So that's how to set up, that's how you can set up the message. You can end it by clicking here. Since I'm not on vacation, I end that message. Tip number 9. Tip number 9 is about confidentiality. So I can compose a message here, but I want to add an extra layer of confidentiality. In other words, so I need to use this button here. It looks like a padlock. You need to click on it, set the confidentiality mode, no SMS, or you can put an SMS. So when you send this message to a person, when he tries to open the message, it will send him a prompt to his message, to his phone, to send a code to his phone. He'll use that code, type it in, then to allow him to open the message. So if I click save here, and I've set it up, that person cannot access this message until he accesses the code. So it will expire after a certain time. So that's how you can use the confidentiality mode. Tip number 10. Now, currently this is how my mailbox is arranged. If I come here on settings, I can want to split my pen. When you'll see here, there is no pen split. But if I want to split so that my box is on the right, and the right of it, I want to open, that's where I want my email to open. So I can click that, then you can see it opens here. When I click on a message, that message will open up here. When I go to the next, it will open up there. So you can have it on the right, or you can have it on the bottom. To have it on the bottom, you click this one, So whatever message I click on opens down here. So I don't want the split, I can go back to that. So that is my tip number 10. Tip number 11 is how the messages are organized here. By default, this is how they're organized. Now, I may want them to be more compact, comfortable. So it changes. If you observe, this is my default. This is how it looks like. Comfortable, it comes like this. If I want them compact, close to each other, I click there and they become so compact. So depending on how you want the density of the message to be, you can click there, click there. If you want to show more messages, you can click there. If you want them spaced, compact, that is my tip number 10. Tip number 11, while I'm still on this, I can decide on how my messages are displayed in my inbox. For example, now, if I change this to multiple inboxes, you can see it changes to the ones that have stars showing up there, my draft showing up here down next to it, and lastly, having the inbox down here. So you can play around with this functionality here. If you want priority on top or unread on top, you can use this. Unread messages will be on top, then everything else will be down. But I'll go back to my default like so. So that is my tip number 12. Tip number 13. So number 13 is, currently you can see I have divided my inbox into primary, social, promotions, updates. If I want to remove this, like I want to remove updates, I need to go to settings, all settings, then inbox. Now under inbox, you see that my updates are ticked here. If I don't want them, I have to untick. Whatever I don't want, I untick. So I have to untick this, but remember, you need to come down here and save your changes. If you don't save your changes, they will not appear. So you can see my updates have gone away. If I want to remove these or put them back, you can do as you wish. But the good thing is it arranges your message into primary, then social messages and promotions, which makes it easy for reading. Tip number 14 is about checking the spell check. So I type my message here, but I make mistakes. If I want to check, spell check it, I can come here, then say spell check, then it will highlight what it thinks is not well spelled. Then I type, it gives me options here. So the man is in a tree, it's well spelled. So before you send your email, please do a spell check, click on these 3 dots, then check your spellings, ensure everything is okay, then click the message send. Tip number 15 is, assuming I want to print this, I can still come back here and say print. Then it will display my message here. Then I can print. My last tip, my bonus tip number 16. What is it? Go to settings. I'm going to show you how to use the different themes. There's themes here. View the different themes. So using these themes, I can change how my inbox looks like. So I can click here, change this to the purple color. You can see it is all over there. I can use the dark mode to make it easier for my eyes. And it will look like this. So you can change your themes as you wish. You go to settings, themes, then you click on a theme, it will appear here. That's the last tip I have for you today. Thanks for watching and have a great day. If you have not subscribed, hit the subscription button.